Hi my loves, I am filming my first YouTube video right now. I'm really nervous but really excited at the same time. I just wanted to come and like formally introduce myself. My name is CJ Shalmine. I just wanted to film this video, almost like a get ready with me kind of vibe, explaining who I am, who CJ is, you know, my journey, my experience with beauty, all of the things. And yeah, just like giving you guys a good feel of me as an individual before I get into the kind of videos that I want to be posting. But yeah, if you made it this far, thank you. Feel free to subscribe, like the video, and stay tuned for more. Alrighty, so it is like after 8 at night. I'm just gonna hydrate my skin, so I'm gonna use my Magic Radiance from MAC. Literally just gonna start with my eyebrows. Like I said though, my name is CJ. A lot of people get confused on if it's my real name. It is my real name. My parents low-key wanted a boy. And apparently with my ultrasounds, my legs were always crossed. She's always been a modest kind of girl. I'm just kidding. But yeah, they always wanted a boy. And then when I was born, my mother rolled her eyes and was like, oh, I guess. But my dad was like, we could keep the name because his last name is Joseph. My mom's last name is Shalmine. So that's where they got the C and the J from. Yeah, and that's how I got my name. But I was born and raised in the Caribbean. Both of my parents are Lucian. My best friend is Lucian. My fiance is Lucian. I moved to West Palm Beach when I was like really young. I went back home to St. Lucia. And then afterwards, I moved in with my dad. So I've been in Tampa since 6th grade, which I had to have been like 11, 12 around that time. And I've been living in Tampa ever since. I went to high school, college in Tampa. Around that time though is when I started my journey with beauty. Technically, I started my journey with beauty when I was like 16, 2015 time. So when I started taking it a little bit more seriously and doing it professionally. The way I started with beauty, funny story, like I said, my father is Lucian, a West Indian man. So he did not play when it came down to raising me and basically having a young girl that wasn't growing up too fast. I remember in 6th grade in middle school, a lot of my like classmates, they were getting their nails done, their toes done, like acrylic on their nails and stuff, like wearing makeup and everything, and my father was not for it at all. I remember one time my stepmom and we went to get our toes done at like a nail salon, and I got like a little smiley face on my toe. Like it was like clear polish and I got a smiley face on my toe, and my father was pissed. That's just to show you the kind of dramatics Peter had raising me. Love him to death. Honestly, the kind of world we live in too, and especially like being a makeup artist and knowing that like genuinely it can wait. I feel like if I have a daughter, I'd probably be the exact same way when it comes down to like raising my kid, because if they're going to be a makeup artist anyways, I mean, genuinely speaking, it can wait. They're gonna be a makeup artist anyways, but might as well enjoy like the innocence while you still have it. But yeah, so in high school, I didn't have like free lunch like a lot of my my friends did, right? So I had to pay for lunch. I think it was like every Monday or something, or whenever my account was low, my father would give me money. So you had to give the lunch money to the lunch lady. They load it up on your account and then you have money for lunch. I used to be asking my friends, like my friends that their parents would cook for them and stuff like that, that had free lunch, like if they could give me their lunch. And I used to be using the money for makeup. So I used to be like saving my lunch money to buy makeup. Low-key middle school, but like I feel like I really used to do it a lot more in high school. Like I'd ask my father if like my friends and I could go to the movies, right? He would drop us off and we'd go to the movies, but in that same like plaza they had like a Ulta Beauty. So the lunch money that I had, or like if I had leftover money from the movies, I used to buy like the latest like lip gloss or like mascara, whatever it is that was popping at the time. And low-key, that's how I was able to build up my kit. But also, when I would be hanging out with like my friends and stuff, and of course I live in Florida, so my friends are like of like Spanish descent, black, you know, white and stuff like that. So whenever I would hang out with my friends, I used to be using like their makeup because their parents were, you know, definitely like super cool and letting them buy makeup and getting them the latest stuff for like Christmas, their birthdays and stuff. So I used to be using their makeup on them, just like practicing like just different looks and stuff just for fun. And that's really how I was able to like learn how to do makeup on other people. So all how I feel like it was meant to be. Regardless of how my father used to be like really strict and stuff, like I definitely like found my way around it. I've never said that to my father though, like, oh, by the way, daddy, the money used to be given me for lunch, I used to be buying eyeshadow palettes and lip gloss and the latest, you know, makeup products to fit. Like, I figured he knew though. Like, he definitely knew. Because by the time I was like 16, around the age that like I graduated like high school, 17 and stuff, 18, I started working with another makeup artist, a professional makeup artist. And I used to help out with like weddings or anytime she had like a large party of people that needed their makeup done. I used to help her out with that. So, and my dad knew about it, of course, because I mean, he wouldn't just let me be with a random like stranger. She used to like pick me up, we would go do the gig, and then she'd drop me off. And she knew my father, she met him and everything like that. So my father knew, like, where else was I getting the money from? He probably knew. He just saw it as like, you know what, you see that child? Whatever. But yeah, so I've always been like fond of makeup. I always used to watch like the YouTube videos, and I'm not gonna lie, I have a couple of them saved, like they're on private, of me doing like little YouTube tutorials. That's how I really started off with getting into beauty, just watching YouTube videos and staying in the know of like the latest products that were dropping and, you know, that kind of thing. And then practicing makeup on friends, and then eventually being like, maybe I should charge people for this, because then people were seeing like the looks that I would post and would like be messaging me like, hey, can you do my makeup for homecoming? Can you do my makeup for like senior pictures? Like that kind of thing. And I think I used to be like even scared to charge people like $25 to do their full face of makeup. Yeah, and then bear in mind, it's like it's damn near like my makeup kit, but I just like stretching and telling people like, yeah, of course I can. Or if I was like doing it for free, I would tell them like, I could use your makeup, like that kind of thing. Once I graduated and I started attending college, I then started working for ULTA Beauty. I printed out all of the makeup looks that I had done on like friends or for homecoming, prom, that kind of thing. I printed out the pictures and I put it in like a cute little like pink portfolio. And I walked into ULTA Beauty. I had applied online already. I hadn't heard anything from them. My friends were telling me like, just go in and like ask them about it. Like, see if they still have availability. Like, you not doing that is giving yourself a no. So why not just like, you know, go in and check in for yourself, like put a face to the application, like that kind of thing. I was so nervous to do that, but I did. I met with the Prestige Beauty advisor when I asked if they had like a hiring manager on the floor. They had me wait for her. I introduced myself, I showed her my portfolio and everything, and I told her I applied online. And she was like, oh, I have to get an interview for you, like, you know, she was hyping me up and stuff. So I got the interview, and I believe like summer into like winter, like basically the holiday season is when I got hired. 20 17 working for ULTA Beauty. I worked for them, and then I believe when the summertime came around, I quit and I went back home to St. Lucia because I was so accustomed to my summers being spent in St. Lucia because, again, I was born and raised in St. Lucia. Like, anytime I had like summer vacation, winter vacation, I would go home. I'd go back home. So I was so accustomed to my summers, like, I going back home, but at the same time, like, I am working these jobs, I am in school, like, you know. So I didn't care. I wanted to go home. I miss my family, I miss my friends. So I left and I went back home to St. Lucia. Now, me coming back, it was some trouble with my application. They were taking forever to like rehire me. Then when they were finally able to rehire me, I just didn't want the job anymore. Like, my friends like gassed me up to apply for Mac. So I'm like, bruh, to work for Mac is like, at the time, even to now, but at the time it was like, bruh, to be like a Mac girl, like, you had to be that girl. You know what I mean? Like, you had to know your shit. You had to, you better have the experience, like, and which I felt like I did, because again, like, at that point I had worked for another makeup artist, helping her out with weddings. Like, I have the experience of working for ULTA Beauty under my belt. My friends are gassing me like, oh, you have so much more added to your portfolio, like, you should do it. And me, if it was up to me, I probably would have went back to working at ULTA or just sucked it up and got like another job. But I was just like, you know what? I'll apply. I'll go. I don't even think I applied. I just did the same thing like I did with ULTA. I had my portfolio. I walked up to the Mac counter, and it was only one person on the floor. And I was like, hey, my name is CJ. Like, shook her hand and everything. I was like, hi, my name is CJ. I'm a makeup artist and I would love to work for Mac. Like, is a hiring manager here? And she was like, it's me. And I was like, so I handed her over my portfolio, and she was just asking me, like, you know, my experience with beauty and stuff like that, like general questions, just getting a feel of me. We went up to the register, like the counter area, and she wrote on a piece of paper like the day and the time that she wanted me to come for an interview. And I remember leaving like, what the hell just happened? Like, I honestly expected her to be like, I'm so sorry, like, we're fully staffed, or for her to be like, oh, that's nice, but you know, like, we're not really looking for anybody right now, or something like that. And I got an interview. So I came for the interview, and she was like, okay, well, walk with me, we're gonna go over to the Mac store. Now, this manager, this was at a Dillard's counter. So in this mall, there's a Mac in a Dillard's, and there's a Mac in the, like, a freestanding Mac store. So I'm like, okay. She's like, walk with me, we're gonna go over to the freestanding Mac store. I'd like to interview you with the other manager over there. So I'm like, okay, cool. Walking, like, what the heck? Like, this is really scary, like, you know? So we went into the back studio, and they both interviewed me, and they were just bouncing questions off of me. Like, once one person would ask me a question, the next one would go. And I remember just being so nervous. Like, I dressed in all black, but I believe my sandals were like tan, and it had like a string wrapping around my ankle. They told me, like, if I wanted to work for Mac, I couldn't wear those shoes. Like, I was like, yes, ma'am. You don't have to worry about that. I was like, actually, I'm gonna go buy me some new shoes right now. Like, you know, like, just like so excited, and like just wanting to work for the company so freaking bad, bro. So I finished the interview with her, and then shortly after, I think it was like maybe a week or so, maybe 2 weeks after, I can't remember how long it took, but she told me I got the job. And this was as a 12-hour artist, meaning like once a week I would have 12 hours that I worked. It could be 2 6-hour shifts, it could be 3 4-hour shifts, like however they wanted to do it. Like, that's how I would work, right? But yeah, and I got hired as like an artist, a 12-hour artist. So I worked for Mac, and I've worked for Mac for 6 years. At one time, my manager at the time, she got hired at the freestanding Mac store, the same one that I got interviewed at in the same mall, but She got promoted to be store manager at that MAC. And then the other girl that I worked with, she wanted to work as her assistant manager. So she was on her way out the door as well. And I was like, if she cannot be my manager and she cannot be my assistant manager, I don't want to work for this company. So I went to work for Sephora. I worked for Sephora for 1 month, went through the training and everything. They had me on the floor, loved it. And then the assistant manager, the process for her to become assistant manager at the freestanding store, it didn't really work out. So she became manager at the one that I had always worked at, the Dillard's. So I left Sephora and I went back to MAC to work under her, because if not those two, like, I don't want to work for nobody else. So sorry to say, but those two girls are like my big sisters. Love them so much. Like, I don't know life without them. Yeah, so I went back to MAC to be to work under her, and she was my manager at that counter. And then I left that counter and started working at the freestanding store. So that's where I'm at right now. So yeah, so I've been working for MAC for 6 years now. I believe this October will make 7 years actually. I've been a makeup artist for, this year makes 10 years, since 2015. I worked for ULTA Beauty. I then worked for MAC. And then 2021, I went to school to become an esthetician. A specialist esthetician. To be an esthetician is such a beautiful thing. It just gives you a better understanding of like the behind the scenes of the beauty that we see on a surface level. If you are a makeup artist or if you're practicing any form of beauty, I highly suggest going to school to become an esthetician, because it levels you up to a completely different comprehension of beauty, and you really get to see the beauty of beauty. You understand what I'm saying? I graduated being a full specialist esthetician. I really wanted to go because I wanted to learn how to wax people. I found it so cool, especially like brow services. I love to see like brows getting waxed and just the transformation, the before and after of brows, and how it can truly like frame someone's face. And I feel like every time I do my makeup, my brows look different from the last time. And it's just always so fascinating to me how like literally one individual hair, or taking out, you know, a certain amount of hair in a certain section of your brow, can just change the entirety of your brow and the vibe that you give off. Like, it's just so cool to me. Yeah, so I learned how to do facials. I learned how to do full body waxing. We did a small section on makeup, but child, that's it, like a day or two. And I'll not speak. I'll not speak on that. But yeah, so I graduated on 11/11/21. And I'm so fond of the number 11. It's my favorite number. At the time, I don't see it as much anymore. I would see the time 11/11 all the time. Like, I texted to my my best friend Shiki, like, but yeah, I graduated on 11/11. My dad was there. We took pictures and stuff. He was so proud. Afterwards, I had a studio, and where I was renting from, the owner, she specialized in sugar waxing. So I told her, I was like, hey, you know, I graduated osteology school, you know, I plan on furthering my like services outside of just doing makeup. And at the time I did nails. So I told her, like, you know, I'm gonna be doing more than just that now. I'm gonna be waxing people, you know, hair, right? Because I mean, if I renting from her, it's only right for me to tell her that. And she was like, oh, for real? Do a wax on me. So I did a wax on her, and she liked it, and she liked my technique and stuff. But she was like, how about you take on my extra clientele? Like the people that, because she used to be booked. I don't know how she is now, but she would be so booked that like some of her regular clients that kind of fell off from seeing her consistently, when they would try to book with her, she would be booked. And the thing with waxing is, especially if you get waxed, right? If your wax person cannot see you, what you going to do? Shave? Or you're going to go to somebody else, right? She's just like, you know what? I could take you on as my little mentee. She's like, I could take you on as my little mentee. I'll teach you my ways of doing waxing, and I'll educate you. And where you feel like you may need a little bit more help, like, I'll be here for you. So said, so done. Like, I started waxing for her. So her extra clientele, like she would be booked out, and she used to be in her room. She set up like a separate room for the extra clientele for me to wax in that room, right? So when she would be booked and two people would book her at the hour, I would then take on her extra clientele. And that lasted until I believe it was like slow season. Then she broke the news to me. She was like, you know what, like, love ya, great job at what you've been doing, thank you for helping me, but I no longer need you, basically. So that's when I started taking waxing on my own more seriously. At the time, I wasn't renting from her anymore because I had been sharing a studio with someone, and they weren't able to continue like renting with me, and I wanted to have someone else rent with me, but she no longer wanted to have two people to a room anymore. So I left to go rent with a new person at a new place. I got all the things that I needed to do waxing on my own, and I started doing waxing like independently, and I've been waxing people ever since. That's how I got into waxing. That's how now it's like I'm either waxing people, I'm either doing makeup, or I'm at MAC doing makeup there, or just advising, like beauty advising. That kind. Y'all know what happening at MAC. And that's literally my journey. That's where I'm at right now. Since 2021, I've had a studio. I've traveled, well, not traveled, but I've had like 4 different locations that I've rented from since 2021. But right now I'm just traveling to my clients, which they find to be a lot more convenient. But yeah, guys, so that's where I'm at right now. YouTube, I feel like I've just always wanted to like do YouTube, but you know, it's a lot of work. A lot of other you know, influencers and you know, beauty gurus and stuff like that, they'll tell you like YouTube is a lot of work. It's not just like you sit down, you record yourself, you upload it. Like it's so much more to it. Everyone has like the patience or you know, the time and stuff like that for it, but I find it fun. Like I genuinely love editing videos. Like I genuinely love yapping, especially when it comes to beauty. Like I really do love it, and I love education. I love talking to people about beauty and the different things that work for me and other people, and just all of those things. Like it brings me so much joy. Like it's such a fun thing. The beginning of my journey to now, like it's literally put food on the table for me. It's literally allowed me to meet some of like the coolest individuals. Like I've grown to have some of the most amazing bonds with people through beauty. I've grown to like been a part of some people's like, most special days through beauty. Like I just think it's just such an amazing thing. And I myself am not like no crazy girly girl. Like I hate a dress, I hate skirts. Like you cannot catch me walking in no heels, you know? But I just feel like it's just all the like just so I don't know how to explain it. Like it's just I don't know, it's like home for me, you know? Anybody can do it, no matter your race, no matter your size, no matter your sexuality. It's just a one-size-fits-all kind of industry, you know. I've always loved it. I will always love it. And I don't think I could ever reach a point where I no longer want to pick up a makeup brush or a wooden stick to wax someone. I feel like I will always just have a love for it, at least. Even if there comes a point where I no longer am physically doing it, I feel like I'll just always have that appreciation for it. Love me some beauty. My future though, I always try not to like speak about it because I believe in like evil eye, and like you talk about something and then you know people speak negatively on it and it kind of shifts your perspective, and or like you know just people talking about it, like just that energy being placed on something that you hold so close and dear to your heart. But I'll talk to you guys about it if you made it this far. I would love to have my own building. Ever since I was in high school, we had a program. It was called AVID, Advanced Via Individual Determination. It was basically like a college prep class, and I remember we always used to be doing activities on like, what do you want to be in the future? Like, where do you see us? And I always used to say, like, I want to have a business. I want to name it Escape to Bliss, like, which I can't now because I didn't know about trademarking. And then when you look it up, there's like a spot in Texas that has that name. Back home in St. Lucia, there's a place called, I think it's like Blissful Escape, or I don't know, something like that. So I can't have the name anymore. I have to think of something different. But I remember just being like, I'm gonna have it be this name. I want to have my own building. I want it to be like glass walls, and you enter and there's a receptionist sitting at a lobby, and all around there's just rooms, and it's a perfect place for you to go for your wedding or for prom or for homecoming. You can get your nails and you can get your toes and you can get your hair done, you can get your makeup done. Like, I wanted it to just be a beauty building, and that's still my goal to this day. Clearly, it takes a lot of like hard work, dedication, all of the things to reach that point, but in the future, like, that's definitely what I would like to have. I like to have my own building, even if to start off is just 2 rooms, and I have my room where I do in my own thing, and then someone else is like, I don't know, renting out another room doing their own thing, or however it may go. But I would love nothing more than to have my own building, man. Like, that's the goal right there. And then eventually, I won't speak on that. If you know me, you know what my ultimate. But yeah, YouTube though, I just want it to be like my little escape from like other social media. I want to feed into it. I want to be able to, like, years from now, just look back at some of these videos. Like, I want to have inspired somebody to like finally take on like doing makeup professionally and just taking it seriously, and knowing that like it literally is a career. Like, you can actually make a career out of this. Like, it's not just you playing in makeup, it's not just you doing your friends and family's makeup when their makeup artist canceled on them. Like, it could be so much more. Like, you can be so much more than just like the person playing in makeup. Like, you can be professional makeup artist, you can be whatever it is that you want to be with this stuff. Like, that's what I'm like, if there's anybody out here that's like hesitant about like giving it a try, to know like, damn, she's been a makeup artist for 10 years now. Like, she's worked for Mac for 6 years. Like, I want to work for Mac. Like, I guess I could do it. Like, I just want that. Fuck how I'm doing my makeup right now. You could hate it, but I want you to know that, like, you know what I mean? You could do this shit. Fuck it. Like, you could have fun with it. You can develop your own style with it. And your style may not be the next person's cup of tea. Guess what? It's your style. Like, you do what you want to do with these products. You buying it, you know what I mean? Or even if like you just made dinner and you just want to sit down and watch something, like, why not let me be the background noise? And it's an, excuse my fan, I dropped it and now it just sounding like it Chipotle and Taco Bell in the same day. Yeah, like, that's just all I want. Like, you know what I mean? Like, achieve the goals, do the damn thing. Inspire. Don't inspire, like, or not inspire. I don't know how to say that, but whatever it brings, it brings. I just realized I didn't contour my face. Right now, I probably just looking like one color. It's okay. I'll go back in. I know I look very yellow in the face, but look at that. See what I mean? Let me finish the look. I'm gonna put some mascara. This is my all-time favorite autumn lash mascara. Where have a mascara that looking like that? Where do has a mascara that looks like this? That is so small that it fits perfectly on your bottom lashes. That it's not so big that it's touching your skin. That it's so small that it literally like hugs your bottom lashes and just extends them. Like, I could never switch up and do any other mascara. Like, it could be raining, I could have cried. This is not going nowhere. My girl did your big one with this mascara. And I don't want to know another mascara that's better than this one. I don't want to know it. Like, I just want to know this one. I don't even have lashes like that for real. I have to go and pay for them to go and put lashes on my top lashes. Gadesa. Look at that. That not looking fake to you? Huh? That not looking like I'd ask my lash tech, a born again glam, to put some lashes for me on my bottom lashes. That not looking like that to you? Huh? Answer quickly. Exactly. I can do another layer. I could put a love me some Giga Black. Love me some Giga Black. One more time, like Dr. Umar. Love me some Giga Black. Why my face looking so white? We need some color, girl. Excuse my little breakouts on my jawline, okay? Your mother was hormonal too. You know, when you're giving your mother problems and you're in her belly, she was hormonal too. Don't come for me. Don't say nothing there. Let me have my little and my little okay? Why? Because my mother was hormonal too. When my mother was a teen, she had acne as well. Passed it down to me. Now I have to deal with it. But yeah, guys, thank you for tuning in. This is my everyday makeup routine. This is what it looks like. This is my first YouTube video. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for making it this far. Love you guys. Enjoy. Bye.